In the realm of spiritual understanding, there exists a concept that has intrigued seekers of truth for generations: the possibility that not all human-appearing beings possess a complete soul. As we embark on this journey of spiritual discernment, we must first understand what distinguishes a being with a fully present soul from one without. Edgar once spoke of these entities during his trance readings, describing them not as evil or malevolent, but simply as different manifestations of consciousness within our physical reality. These beings appear human in every physical sense, yet lack the divine spark that connects most humans to the source of all creation. What exactly does it mean to be soulless? This term requires careful definition. We are not speaking of individuals who have lost their moral compass or who behave in ways society deems unethical. Rather, we refer to three distinct spiritual conditions. First, there are those with dormant souls, beings whose divine essence exists but remains in deep spiritual slumber. These individuals move through life following patterns and social scripts, never awakening to their true spiritual potential. They may live entire lifetimes without experiencing the depth of spiritual connection that awakened souls know. Their energy feels muted, as though experiencing life through a thick veil. Second, we encounter what ancient wisdom traditions call soul fragments, beings who possess only partial soul energy. These individuals may display moments of spiritual clarity, followed by prolonged periods of disconnection. Their presence in your life often feels inconsistent, sometimes deeply present, other times strangely absent, even when physically near you. Third, and most rare, are what spiritual traditions describe as placeholder beings, physical entities that serve as temporary vessels without housing an individuated soul. These beings fulfill specific roles within our collective experience, appearing at precise moments to catalyze others' spiritual growth or to maintain the balance of energetic patterns in our reality. Their purpose is not their own evolution, but rather to serve as instruments in the larger cosmic design. When you encounter someone without a complete soul presence, you may notice subtle yet distinctive qualities. Their eyes often lack the depth and luminosity that radiates from those with awakened souls. While they may smile or express emotions, these expressions rarely reach their eyes. There's a certain mechanical quality to their interactions, as though they've studied human behavior rather than naturally embodying it. In your spiritual journey, you may have experienced moments of unease or energy depletion around certain individuals without understanding why. This reaction often stems from your soul's recognition of an absence or incongruence in their energetic signature. Your higher self intuitively senses the missing divine connection. These beings often display remarkably consistent patterns of behavior. They tend to avoid deep philosophical discussions about life's purpose or spiritual matters. When such topics arise, they quickly change the subject or offer rehearsed responses that lack genuine insight. They may exhibit perfect social mimicry while simultaneously being unable to comprehend why certain experiences move others to tears of joy or profound revelation. It's essential to approach this knowledge with compassion rather than fear or judgment. These beings are not inherently harmful. They simply exist in a different relationship to consciousness than fully souled humans. Their presence serves the greater cosmic order, offering opportunities for spiritual discernment and growth to those on the path of awakening. As we continue this exploration, remember that spiritual discernment is not about dividing humanity into categories of value, but rather about understanding the complex tapestry of consciousness that composes our shared reality. By recognizing these different expressions of being, we gain deeper insight into our own soul's journey and purpose. In the grand cosmic design, nothing exists without purpose. The presence of soulless beings in our human experience serves profound spiritual functions that contribute to both individual and collective evolution. To understand why these entities exist among us, we must expand our perspective beyond conventional spiritual frameworks. According to spiritual wisdom, the universe operates as an intricate system of energetic balance. Soulless beings fulfill essential roles within this system, serving as what some traditions call spiritual placeholders in the physical realm. These entities help maintain the delicate equilibrium required for soul growth and spiritual progression on our planet. One primary purpose these beings serve is to create contrast. In spiritual terms, contrast provides the necessary friction for soul evolution. Just as muscles require resistance to grow stronger, souls require challenging interactions to develop spiritual strength and wisdom. Soulless entities often catalyze powerful growth experiences for those with awakened souls by presenting scenarios that demand spiritual discernment and emotional mastery. These beings also function as energy reflectors in our spiritual journey. When you encounter someone without a soul, what you experience is often a reflection of your own energetic state. If you approach such an interaction with fear or judgment, you'll likely feel drained or unsettled afterward. However, if you maintain centered awareness and compassionate detachment, these encounters can become opportunities for profound self-insight and energetic refinement. The spiritual texts suggest that soulless beings serve as role players in the cosmic drama of existence. They appear in our lives precisely when needed to fulfill specific karmic contracts or to facilitate particular lessons we've chosen to learn in this incarnation. These entities may enter our experience as colleagues, casual acquaintances, or even temporary romantic partners, each arrangement serving a distinct spiritual purpose. From a higher perspective, these beings participate in what could be described as cosmic efficiency. Not every physical form requires a complete soul to fulfill its function in the material world. Some positions in our reality merely need to be occupied to maintain the structural integrity of our collective experience. These placeholder beings ensure that the physical realm remains sufficiently populated for souls to gather the experiences they seek. Another fascinating aspect of soulless beings is their role in spiritual timing. They often appear during transitional periods in a soul's journey, creating pauses or delays that actually serve divine timing. What might seem like an obstacle or distraction may in fact be perfectly orchestrated to ensure you arrive at your next spiritual milestone at precisely the right moment for optimal growth. The spiritual teachings suggest that these entities also serve as energetic gatekeepers. Before souls can access certain higher realms of consciousness or spiritual understandings, they must demonstrate their ability to discern authentic spiritual energy. Encounters with soulless beings test this discernment, ensuring that only those truly ready progress to more advanced spiritual insights. It's important to recognize that these beings exist by cosmic design rather than through some spiritual deficiency or failure. Their presence doesn't reflect an imperfect universe, but rather reveals the sophisticated mechanisms through which spiritual evolution unfolds. In some traditions, these entities are viewed as specialized expressions of divine consciousness, serving the whole in ways different from but complementary to souled beings. From this perspective, we can approach soulless beings with genuine appreciation rather than fear or disdain. They play essential roles in our collective spiritual journey, offering unique opportunities for growth that wouldn't otherwise exist. By understanding their purpose, we can interact with them more consciously, extracting the spiritual lessons they offer without becoming energetically depleted by the exchange. As you develop greater spiritual sensitivity, you'll recognize these encounters as sacred appointments rather than random interactions. Each meeting with a soulless being presents an opportunity to practice unconditional love while maintaining healthy energetic boundaries, a delicate balance that accelerates spiritual mastery. Remember that spiritual discernment isn't about separation, but about understanding the diverse expressions of consciousness in our reality. By recognizing the different energetic signatures you encounter, you gain valuable insights into the complex spiritual ecosystem we all inhabit. The ability to recognize soulless beings represents an essential spiritual skill for those walking the path of higher consciousness. While these entities may appear physically indistinguishable from souled humans, they emanate distinct energetic and behavioral patterns that become apparent to the spiritually attuned observer. In this chapter, we explore the subtle yet unmistakable signs that reveal the absence of soul essence. The most immediate indicator often manifests through the eyes. Ancient wisdom teaches that the eyes serve as windows to the soul, and this proves literally true in spiritual discernment. When you gaze into the eyes of a soulless being, you'll notice a distinctive emptiness or flatness that transcends mere emotional states. While they may display appropriate facial expressions, Their eyes lack the dimensional depth and luminosity that naturally radiates from those with an awakened soul presence. This quality remains consistent regardless of circumstance, even during moments of apparent joy or connection. Their speech patterns often reveal telling inconsistencies. Soulless beings typically speak in ways that seem rehearsed rather than authentically expressed. They may use phrases and terminology perfectly aligned with the context, yet something feels mechanical in their delivery. Many spiritual practitioners report that these entities speak without the natural rhythm and energetic resonance that accompanies soul-infused communication. Their words lack the subtle, energetic imprint that normally carries emotional and spiritual nuance. Observe closely how these beings respond to beauty, art, and natural wonders. Souled humans experience spontaneous awe and reverence when encountering profound beauty, a sunset that takes your breath away, music that moves you to tears, or the innocent wonder of a child. Soulless entities, however, respond with calculated appreciation rather than genuine emotional resonance. They might comment on aesthetic qualities or express socially appropriate admiration, but they remain untouched by the transcendent qualities that stir the soul. Their relationship to time often appears notably different. Souls incarnate partly to experience the precious temporality of physical existence, the poignancy of moments that will never return. Soulless beings demonstrate little awareness of this temporal sanctity. They move through time mechanically, treating all moments as essentially identical. They rarely experience nostalgia, wistfulness about the past, or hopeful anticipation for meaningful future events. The spiritual weight of time's passage simply doesn't register in their consciousness. Perhaps most revealing is their relationship to suffering, both their own and others. When soulless beings encounter others in pain, they may display programmed empathetic responses, but close observation reveals the absence of authentic compassion. They intellectually recognize suffering without experiencing the heart-opening resonance that naturally occurs between souled beings. Similarly, their relationship to personal suffering lacks the transformative dimension that souls experience. They process discomfort as a problem to solve rather than a potential catalyst for spiritual growth. Their decision-making processes follow distinctly different patterns. While souled humans make choices through a complex integration of intuition, emotion, reason, and spiritual guidance, soulless beings operate primarily through logic and social programming. They calculate optimal outcomes based on observable metrics rather than feeling their way through decisions. Even when they appear to act spontaneously, careful observation reveals algorithmic rather than inspired choices. Energy-sensitive individuals often report distinctive sensations when interacting with these beings. Common experiences include sudden unexplained fatigue, a metallic taste in the mouth, tingling at the base of the skull, or a sensation of emotional flatness that wasn't present before the encounter. Some describe it as an energetic void that seems to absorb their vitality without giving anything in return, fundamentally different from the natural energy exchange that occurs between souled beings. Watch carefully how they handle silence and solitude. Soulless entities typically demonstrate discomfort with extended silence, filling conversational gaps with rehearsed material, or redirecting interaction towards structured activities. Similarly, they avoid true solitude, preferring constant stimulation or companionship. This reflects their lack of connection to the inner spiritual dimensions that souled beings naturally explore during quiet contemplation. Their relationship patterns reveal another crucial indicator. Connections with soulless beings inevitably feel one-sided, as though you're pouring energy into a relationship that returns nothing of spiritual substance. While they may provide material or practical value in your life, the soul-nourishing qualities of authentic connection remain conspicuously absent. Many spiritually sensitive people report feeling subtly diminished rather than enhanced by prolonged association with these entities. By developing your awareness of these patterns, you cultivate essential spiritual discernment. This isn't about judgment, but about recognizing the different expressions of consciousness you encounter. With practice, you'll instantly sense the distinctive energetic signature of soulless beings, allowing you to engage mindfully while protecting your spiritual vitality. As we conclude our exploration of soulless beings, we must address the essential practices for maintaining your spiritual integrity when encountering these entities, while understanding the greater cosmic purpose they serve in our collective evolution. The knowledge you've gained isn't meant to create separation, but to enhance your spiritual discernment and accelerate your soul's journey. When you recognize the presence of a soulless being in your experience, your first response should be centered awareness rather than fear or withdrawal. Begin by strengthening your energetic boundaries through conscious breathing. Inhale divine light through your crown chakra, allowing it to fill your entire energy field, and exhale any dissonant energy through your feet into the earth for transmutation. This simple practice establishes a protective field that prevents energetic depletion during these encounters. The ancient practice of energetic shielding proves particularly effective when interacting with soulless entities. Before engaging, visualize a translucent sphere of golden white light surrounding your entire being. Set the intention that this shield allows only life-affirming energies to enter your field, while reflecting all depleting frequencies back to source for transformation. This technique doesn't block communication, but ensures the exchange occurs without compromising your spiritual vitality. Sacred sound offers another powerful protection method. Specific vibrational frequencies naturally disperse the dense energies that soulless beings emanate. Silently or audibly toning the sound OM creates a vibrational field that maintains energetic coherence in their presence. Alternatively, mentally reciting prayers or mantras with personal spiritual significance establishes an energetic signature that these entities cannot penetrate or manipulate. Beyond these protective measures, certain practical tests can confirm your intuitive recognition of soulless beings. One simple approach involves introducing topics of spiritual significance into conversation. While souled humans respond with unique perspectives shaped by their soul's journey, soulless entities typically offer generic spiritual platitudes or quickly redirect the discussion. Their responses lack the nuanced spiritual insight that naturally emerges from soul experience. Another revealing test involves observing their reaction to unexpected kindness or generosity. Present them with an unanticipated gift that carries emotional or spiritual significance rather than mere material value. Souled beings receive such offerings with authentic gratitude that transcends social convention, while soulless entities respond with programmed appreciation that doesn't reflect genuine emotional resonance. Perhaps the most reliable confirmation comes through heart-centered presence. Spend several minutes in their company while maintaining complete presence in your heart chakra. From this centered awareness, silently direct unconditional love toward them without expectation or agenda. Souled beings inevitably respond to this energy with some form of heart opening, even if subtle, while soulless entities remain energetically unchanged by the exchange. As you develop these discernment skills, remember that every encounter with a soulless being offers an opportunity for spiritual refinement. These interactions invite you to practice unconditional compassion without energetic compromise, a sophisticated spiritual capacity that accelerates soul evolution. By maintaining loving awareness while honoring your energetic boundaries, you transform potentially depleting exchanges into catalysts for spiritual mastery. It's crucial to understand that these beings fulfill divine function in our collective experience. Rather than viewing them as spiritual anomalies, recognize them as intentional elements in the cosmic design. They offer opportunities to strengthen your spiritual muscles, clarify your energetic discernment, and practice remaining centered in your authentic truth, regardless of external circumstances. From the highest perspective, the presence of soulless beings actually highlights the extraordinary gift of soul embodiment. Your capacity to experience the depth, richness, and transcendent dimensions of physical existence reflects the divine spark you carry. Each moment of genuine awe, heartfelt connection, or spiritual insight affirms the precious soul consciousness that animates your human journey. As we complete this teaching, integrate this knowledge with humility and discernment. Share these insights only with those prepared to receive them, as premature exposure to these concepts can create confusion or misapplication. Trust that individuals encounter this wisdom precisely when their spiritual development requires it, not before. Remember, that spiritual evolution unfolds through direct experience rather than intellectual understanding alone. Allow these teachings to inform your awareness as you move through the world, but remain open to the unique wisdom your soul gathers through lived experience. The map offered here serves as orientation, but your individual journey will reveal nuances beyond what words can convey. Finally, approach all beings, souled and soulless alike, with the fundamental understanding that every expression of consciousness serves the unfolding of divine purpose. Whether filled with individuated soul essence or operating as vehicles for other cosmic functions, all entities participate in the grand spiritual ecosystem that enables collective evolution. By honoring this truth, you transcend judgment and enter the expanded awareness where wisdom flourishes. May these teachings illuminate your path and strengthen your spiritual discernment as you navigate the multidimensional reality we inhabit. Trust the wisdom of your soul, honor your direct experience, and remain open to the continuing revelation that unfolds through your conscious participation in this extraordinary journey of awakening. Have you recognized these signs in people around you? This is just the beginning of your journey into higher spiritual awareness. If this knowledge has illuminated your path, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe now to receive more ancient wisdom and spiritual insights that the mainstream doesn't want you to know. Leave a comment below, sharing your own experiences with soulless beings. What signs have you noticed? How did your energy respond to their presence? Your perspective helps our spiritual community grow stronger. Remember, true discernment comes through connection with others on the same path. Join our awakened family by hitting subscribe, activating notifications, and sharing this vital knowledge with those ready to receive it. The next chapter in your spiritual evolution awaits. Are you ready to continue this journey together?